didn't want this to be my first sports video, but sometimes in life, things just go the way you don't want them to, and you gotta deal with. Get this on my face. Yeah. So let's just be honest about this. We don't know what's gonna happen with the Bears season. They went 4. But I'm gonna say this right now, and I want everybody to hear me. And warning for all y'all people who hate woke talk, cause this is about to get real woke real fast. Justin Fields is not the problem in Chicago. It's the coaching. If you listen to every press conference he has, he's always telling you it's the coaching. It's the coaching. It's the coaching. It's the coaching. The coach told me not to take a sack. That fumble, that strip fumble everybody complaining about, coach told me not to take a sack. Way I'm playing robot. He's telling you it's the coaching, but everybody wants to put it on him. Man, this guy has been mismanaged since he got here. People forget this. Justin Fields is a second-year starter. He's not a first-year starter. He hasn't played all 3 years. You know, he's a second-year starter. And where I'm about to get woke with this is this is the pressure we put on black quarterbacks. Black quarterbacks have to sit here and take it and just be good or be gone. And this man can't say anything about his career being tanked by Chicago. Now, I've been watching YouTube and listening to Mike Greenberg talk about him being traded to Atlanta. As a Bears fan, I don't want to see that happen because I don't want to see the season be given up on after 4 games. But for him as a black quarterback, I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Because this organization don't care about Chicago. Just like the rest of the business world, just like everybody else in America, no one cares about Chicago. It's too cold. It's too much violence. It's too much this. Nobody gives a damn about Chicago. Everybody trying to get out because the tax is too high. It's too cold. It's too much violence. You know, our sports teams don't even want to play for us. I mean, the White Sox reports are that they looking at after they 6-year lease, they trying to move to Tennessee. Supposedly. They ain't made up their minds yet, but they trying to go. And we got to be stuck with the McCaskies. I mean, honestly, I look at the McCaskies and I look at the NFL and I say the NFL investigated Snyder for all the stuff he did. I feel like the NFL should investigate the McCaskies and see if they trying to pull a major leagues. Now, for all of you all who aren't 42 going on 43 like myself and were born in the 80s and early 90s, Major Leagues is a movie about the Cleveland Guardians, who at the time were known as the Cleveland Indians, and they had a blonde female owner who didn't pretty much like Cleveland, much like people don't like Chicago. And this was back in the time before the Florida Marlins and Tampa Bay Rays existed, in which this movie was set. So she was trying to make the team tank and suck so that she could have an excuse to move the team to Florida from Cleveland. Now, of course, the way both of the first two Major League movies went, the Indians found out about it. The team rallied. They made it to the playoffs. Of course, beating the White Sox in the second movie to get to the playoffs. Another bad show in Chicago there, by the way. But this action was her goals were prevented, and she sat in the corner crying all day. And everybody went on happy. But first part of that scenario, sound familiar? Oh, the Chicago Bears don't want to be at Soldier Field. It's a whole deal out there to, revamp Soldier Field again and make it not look like a spaceship, or at least look like a better spaceship. And we don't want to take that deal. We want to go all the way out to Arlington somewhere, away from Chicago. So, coincidence? I don't know. I mean, granted, they went out and spent money on offense this year and got, they got DJ Moore, and they went out and spent some money, but they ain't spending in the right place and they ain't spending on the right people. Leonard Floyd, he took out Aaron Rodgers for the season. Would have sure been nice to see him do that in the Bears jersey, but I'm just saying, he's a lot better than what we got. We was going with Ngogwe, because his name sounds like Harambe. And what has he done this year? Spending all this money on all these people that's just here for a check. Claypool, useless. I mean, dude don't even want to be here. And that's nothing I'm going to get into in a minute. Claypool don't even want to be here. Ain't got the balls to say it. Out loud. Now I ain't want to trade him. But Justin Fields keeps his mouth closed and keeps suffering. I mean, I look at people out here all online every time the Bears lose. Well, Justin should have turned this ball over. I said, if you look at it, it's like the guy said when they was announcing the Green Bay game live in season. Excuse me, I'll try to get this thing on my beard. It's like the guy said announcing the first game. He's trying to save his career. Justin's doing all this to save his career. Let me turn this up. That's what's going on with that. If you look at every one of those turnovers, he's trying to force a play. He's trying to make something happen. So I don't really care about those turnovers. That's, to me, a product of how bad the team is. That he feels that he has to force things. Because he understands that if he doesn't force things, his career is on the line. Because people don't view him as a good quarterback. I mean, even though in 3 out of his 4 games this year, Justin Fields has passed for 200 yards or more. That's something we ain't talking about. In the first 4 games, 3 out of his first 4 games, he passed for 300 yards or more. And the one game he didn't pass for close to 100 yards was against the Super Bowl champs. So the problem's not him. So when you really look at the stats and start trying to compare him to people who have actually been managed correctly. I mean, Jordan Love ain't selling the bitch. How is it that Green Bay, how is it our chief rival, can just pick some dude up off the street and he come out, and sit on the bench for 3 years, come out in one start and look better than somebody we've been starting for 3 years. How is that? How is that even possible? I tell you why. It's because we keep on hiring people. Excuse me. That's bill collector. People keep hiring inferior coaches. People keep hiring inferior staff. We don't get the best people. I want to know what some of these people are saying. They think, I didn't want Matt Nagy. I'm even saying it like this. I didn't want Matt Nagy. Because Matt Nagy was coming off of being the scapegoat of the Marcus Mariota playoff collapse in Kansas City, when the Titans beat Kansas City in the playoffs when they was favorites. He was the guy who took the L on that. And I wanted to know how that was going to affect him. And as you saw, he was scared to make a mistake. Much like Justin Fields, he was scared to make a mistake. With Eberflus, it's like he doesn't care if he makes mistakes. He's just a good old guy. Say, coach him up, 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 and eventually it'll go right. And it's like, dude, you gotta get some creativity. You keep coaching him up, but nothing's happening. You keep coaching him up, and we still keep getting 14 losses. It's like, come on. And again, this is where I'm going to the wokeness. It's like, how long does it take for us to say that the white coach needs to go? Because I don't know. I think he is. The coach is saying in LA, the Chargers, they saying, yeah, he on the hot seat. And I'm like, of course he is. He's black. You ain't black and you don't produce. Everybody's talking about getting rid of you. Lovie Smith was the last time we had a winning season. Them 9-7 seasons, everybody complaining about, oh, Lovie Smith didn't get us to the playoffs. Oh, Lovie Smith didn't have consecutive win. Didn't have this, and he didn't do that, and he didn't do this. Them 9-7 seasons sure look good right now, don't it? Knowing you had a team that was at least competitive every week sure look good now, don't it? Compared to what we got today. Lovie Smith look a whole hell of a lot better today than what we had over the last few years. At least we can say we was competitive then. At least we can say we had competent coaching then. Yeah, Lovie made mistakes, but he had competent coaching. I guarantee you, we had Lovie Smith with a good offensive coordinator and a quarterback like Justin Fields. We gonna make the playoffs and probably a Super Bowl. Guarantee you that. Because Lovie Smith ain't going to sit up there and say, when something's working, we need to break it. Now, Lovie Smith's like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Lovie Smith can't get a job because he's a defensive coach. And I can't necessarily argue with that with Eberflus, but I think people will go to war for Lovie Smith before they go to war for Eberflus, because I look at Eberflus as a substitute version of Lovie Smith, except everybody in the room treat him like the substitute teacher. Yeah, this is a chill day. This is a chill day. If we in college, we come to school, we come to class that day. If not, if our girl, if our girl want to spend some time with us, keeping it a little PG, we gonna go spend time with the girl. Just saying. But this is what I talk about with Justin Fields. And this is why I'm going to say to all young black players, this is my advice to y'all. If you Caleb Williams, don't come to Chicago. if they gonna draft, if everybody's sitting there talking about no one pick Caleb Williams, no one pick Caleb Williams, don't come to Chicago. Chicago, until they prove that they can get the best people and people in here who actually know how to develop players and quarterbacks especially, I'm advising all young players not to come to Chicago. Don't let them ruin your career like they do in Justin Fields. Don't do that. Don't let anybody ruin your career. And I'm even going to the NFL, NBA with this. You see what they did to Damian Lillard when the Portland Trailblazers wanted to get rid of him and felt he was too old after they used him up and he stayed loyal. He stayed there and they got rid of him and sent him to Milwaukee when he wanted to go to Miami. So they ain't got the respect of this man to send him where he wanted to go. They sent him where they wanted him to go. Did what's best for their team. And that's their right as a business. But that's how we should treat it. Don't be loyal. Be like Cam Newton. Don't let them take your swag. Except don't let them take your swag. If your coach sucks, say your coach sucks. But go out there and prove that your coach sucks. Don't let them sit up there. Don't be the good soldier no more. Don't sit up there and do that, because when they do, because when it comes down, especially if you're a quarterback, they're going to go out, find some decent, talented white boy, and you going to be forgotten. And in the XFL somewhere trying to fight your way back to the NFL. Hoping that you have a Kurt Warner moment. Because let's be real. If Justin Fields don't get traded, if this year don't go good for Justin Fields, and they get the number one pick, and Caleb Williams is good, what's going to happen to Justin Fields? He's going to be a bench warmer. This dude was like one of the top quarterbacks coming out in the draft. It was like basically him or Trevor Lawrence. If you got him or Trevor Lawrence, you were getting an elite talent. And he has shown with his legs, and he showed last week with his arm, that it's not him. So he has the talent. When are we going to start holding these white folks in power accountable for ruining these men's careers? Just like the Bears ruined 2 years of Khalil Mack's career. Because they were sitting up there with Mitchell Trubisky. You know, because Mitch Trubisky was a nice guy too, but they gave him his whole contract. Justin Fields, everybody trying to look for the door. So, yeah. It's that time. I'm going to go there. Because this man's career is on the line this season. And everybody trying to make him the scapegoat. Everybody trying to make him the reason that this team is losing because of 2 turnovers in a game. At the end of the game, when the game didn't been out of reach since whatever. Come home from work. First game of the season. Finally have a schedule. Working 6-3 prayer. I get to still keep it. Working at Walmart. Work 6-3. Finally get a schedule after 2 years where I can finally sit up and enjoy football. My team get to play on national TV, even though I'm in Texas. I get to see the Bears play. Come home. Watch my YouTube on church. Give time to the Lord. Watch that for a couple hours. Get to the first half. Bears, first play of the second half. Justin Fields gets sacked. Unblocked by Green Bay. Can't do nothing. 3-4 people in his face. Same thing as last year. Every time he back up, 3-4 people in his face. Before he even do it. And we wonder why the man can't sit back in the pocket. Don't even get a clean pocket. Can't find somebody who teach people how to, block. But it's Justin Fields' fault. Okay. But, that's just my opinion. That's my rant. That's my opinion. Like anything you heard, subscribe to my channel. And hopefully next week, I can finally be happy about football. Like I said, Caleb Williams, Stay away, man. If the Bears come calling, stay away, man. Stay away.